so I just want to start off. Obviously, this film is about a myriad of things, mainly that of the bond between, man and dog. But I want to pivot a little bit away from that and talk about, how important was it for both of you to accurately portray, military culture, which I think you kind of nailed in the scene with Bill Burr and the MP. That definitely made me laugh.
We do. Look. So I did a movie, Jump Street, where we play bike cops, and I'm always like scared that I'm gonna run into a bike cop
and get a whooping,
and get a beating. But I'm sure all the MPs in the military are gonna hate us after this movie. But yes, I mean we just took them straight from the horse's mouth in a way. We're friends with a lot of military servicemen, specifically in the teams like Rangers and such. And we did a documentary called War Dog on these multi-purpose canines, like the high level, and their handlers, and like that bond, and it's a beautiful doc. If you should see it if you haven't. And those guys kind of just became these like incredible characters in our life that we just sort of became obsessed with, and we had a chance to sort of meld an experience that I had in my life with that world, and we just took the chance and tried to do it as as honestly and as accurate as possible without, I think both of us were really not, we were a little over like the sad soldier movie in a way. And like, yes, there is sad stories everywhere, especially in the military. And there's a lot to like have to handle inside of that world that, there's a giant spectrum of servicemen and women, and they all have different experiences. And, I don't know. I didn't want to play a person that hated the military or hated their experience in it, and I wanted to play someone that kind of was indicative to the people that we were hanging out with, and they were like,
loved it.
It was awesome and rad. Yes, there's there's the things that aren't exactly the most fun, but they're still in, they're still serving, they're still like getting to do really rad things, and but that doesn't come without I guess a cause and effect thing. And these are two characters, like our dog in the movie and Briggs are at like a transition moment in their life that they have to like really start making some very interesting decisions.
And look, we had the Rangers on set with us. We had a group of Rangers from our documentary and some other Rangers that we got to know afterwards on set with us. They're going to be on our
USO tour. That's going to be bonkers.
Yeah,
that's
going to go to Fort Benning and go to Ranger Battalion and stuff. And look, I think that was something for us that was sort of paramount to I mean, maybe even making the movie itself. Like, it was getting that culture really right and making sure that the people in the culture signed off on it, and it wasn't us projecting our values on them, but really them being able to speak for themselves. And Brett Rodriguez was our producer and co-wrote the story with us. He served in the Army in the infantry in the 10th Mountain Division for a while, and then became a contractor. And so he really kind of opened this community to us and made a marriage really between us where there was a comfort and a trust that was built, and that became just increasingly important to us to make sure they had a voice every stage of the process.
Well, thank you guys. You nailed definitely made me laugh. You nailed the culture on that for sure.
Good.
Thanks.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate you very much for what you do.